what's the difference between a $600 PC and a $1,600 PC? So we're gonna start off with this $600 PC. This PC is rocking a Ryzen 5 5500, a B450 Asus Prime motherboard, 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM at 3200 speed, 1 terabyte M.2 SSD, an RX 6600 powered by a PowerSpec 650 watt gold modular power supply in this DIY PC ARGB Q3 case. Cool specs, but what are the benchmarks? For everyone's favorite game, this plays Fortnite at about 180 FPS in pro settings. This means ultimately just low settings and performance mode, by the way. And for Valorant, it runs 300 plus because Valorant, you know, really easy to run that game, not gonna lie. So for Cyberpunk, the benchmark runs that at about 70 FPS in medium settings, but I would recommend low settings for that 100 FPS. So overall, definitely worth the price and more for the budget gamers that aren't really looking for super high-end games. So now let's move on to the $1,600 computer. The processor is an i9-12900K. The motherboard is an Asus Prime Z790 Wi-Fi. There are 32 gigabytes of G.Skill DDR5 RAM at 6000 megahertz. Cooling the processor is a Thermalright 360mm AIO called the Frozen Note or something. There's 1 terabyte of an Acer Predator M.2 7000 speed, and the big boy, the RTX 4070 Super in white to match, you know, to match the Sama Neveu 2351 case. So yeah, very expensive. $1,000 more. How does it compete? Yeah, we're gonna start off with Fork Knife once again. It runs it at 300 plus FPS in 1080p Pro settings. Wow. This time around, I have Apex Legends benchmarks. 250 FPS to 300 FPS, no problem. And the major test is Cyberpunk. And unfortunately, Cyberpunk only runs it at 137 FPS in ultra settings. And if you want the most insane overdrive ray tracing settings, yes, you're gonna be looking at 75 FPS. But that's okay, because that's the highest settings you are allowed to have in the game. And it's still playable. And if you want to know any other games in the future, let me know.